Alright guys, so it's tomorrow. What I'm going to be doing today is finally wiring this power outlet, dual power outlet, into the Malibu. I'm doing that because the two power ports that are in the car do not turn off with the car's ignition. So what I'm going to have to do is either wire it into a circuit that does turn off with the ignition, or wire it into the fuse box into a circuit that turns off with the ignition. So we're going to get to that hopefully today. That's really the main thing that I've got to do, or main thing that I want to do. I do have a list of other things that I need to get done, not just on the car, but other things in between. So let's see what we got here, and we'll get started. Well, so that was kind of a bust. It looks like it's going to be more work to wire that in properly than what I thought. Pulled off the panel down here, which, yeah, you guys can see it, this whole panel. Pulled that off, pulled the fuse panel out over here just for the hell of it. There's a bunch of wires going everywhere. There's not really a good place to wire it into. So what I'm going to do is just go with my original plan and just wire it into the wiring harness for the stereo. It's probably not the right way to do it, however, the only thing I'm going to be running off that power jack is just this. So I'm not really too worried about it. So let's get started. First thing I got to do is just pull the stereo out. Alright guys, so I got it wired in, as you can see. I haven't mounted it yet. I need to figure out a place to mount it. But I went ahead and wired it right into the harness for the radio. So yeah, I lost all the presets that I had, and it's back in demo mode, but that's easily fixable. So if this thing pops a fuse, I'll just put a bigger fuse into it. These little cameras don't draw that much power, so that's why I'm not really too worried about it. As far as this little power jack goes, this is the only thing that's going to be plugged into this. So in fact, what I might do is just try and tuck it out of here, out of sight, and you know, leave it like that, because you know, stuff like my phone or any other thing that I plug into or need to plug in and charge and whatnot, that'll be done through the front ones. So this back one here is just going to be for the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this thing somewhere and try to find the best place to mount it. I probably end up rerouting my charging cable here, and we'll be going as we do. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the car off. And turns off with the car now. So that's a hell of a lot more convenient. I've already forgot more than a few times and left that thing on all night after getting home from work. It's not a big deal. It doesn't suck down the battery or anything. It's just, you know, kind of annoying. But anyways, let's get to doing the rest of this. Alright guys, so this is how I routed it. It's going from there on top. Take that off. It's going from the camera around the rear view mirror. It's going up through here just because I couldn't fit it into the headliner up here. It's kind of glued, so kind of had to go around here. Went down through here. I actually had to use some of my trim tools this time. For some reason that side over there was a lot easier to peel back, but as you can see, I got the cable going through here and over through here, through this corner here. I still need to push that down a little bit more, which I just kind of use the trim tool to do that. It's actually not all that tight, and you don't really notice it to begin with like that, but this goes back over there anyways. Then I have it going through here, through this side of the fuse panel, which, to be honest, I didn't even know there's a fuse panel over here. Down through there, and down here, and here is the end of the charger. Here is the auxiliary power jack. So what I'm probably going to do, like I said, is mount this thing kind of out of sight, out of mind, just so, you know, I never get a inkling to plug anything into it to begin with. As I said before, the only thing this is going to be used for is for this dash cam. So what I'm probably going to do is mount it inside of here. You guys probably can't see that all that well, but I'm going to find a spot, you know, inside of this panel here. And, you know, then I'm going to zip tie all the slack in the wire and everything. So let's go ahead and do that. So as you guys can see, there's the power jack, and there's the charging plug for the dash cam. And I went ahead and zip tied the wire bundle from the power jack by itself, and then I zip tied with this white zip tie it to this wire bundle that goes to the back of here. So now it's all nice and neat. We have this wire up here from the charger that is just kind of sitting here for now. I haven't really found a better place to put it, though I did zip tie that part right there, just kind of get some of the slack out of it. I just turned the car into accessory mode and it works fine. Comes on and turns off as it should. So looks like this job is pretty much done. Just gotta do cleanup, of course. I love zip ties. So now just got to do some cleanup and put some tools away and stuff, and then we'll see what else I can get into for today. So nice having AC in that car again. Just about time to start cutting the grass out here again. Because it's been raining, well, more often than usual lately. The grass likes to come back a lot quicker. The only thing that sucks about all this grass is, well, for one thing, it's not actually grass, it's just weeds. And for number two, this stuff dies usually right before summer starts. It might happen earlier. I honestly don't remember though. But when this stuff dies out, you know, it's dead grass. It makes a mess. All the seeds and everything go everywhere. And just gets really dusty when it all dies. But I really need to get the mower situation figured out. Ghetto Hillbilly 1, you mentioned that go ahead and cut out the side here, which, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I was just kind of pointing to something that I wanted to do, but unlike that one up there, it's right there, and you know, this one, because the blade goes that way, I guess. So yeah, I mean, that's always an option. It's something that I've thought about a little bit doing, mainly because I really don't plan on selling this mower. But of course, as I said before, the option is putting that motor on that deck. But then, as Cramage, you pointed out, I might have to fabricate something for the drive pulley for, you know, the whole front-wheel drive deal, the whole self-propelled deal. So I'm not going to be doing that unless I know for sure that I can have this motor work on that deck. Because, yeah, this thing is pretty friggin' heavy compared to this one, which is really lightweight. Yeah, it's not very heavy at all. Then there's this one, which for sure is going to be sold. You know, I wish every mower that came with a bag, I wish you had the option like this one does, where it's got the side ejection hole on the side. I wish every mower would come with something like that. I mean, it can't cost that much more to put one of those side ejection ports onto every single deck that every, you know, mower company makes. I mean, designs like this, you know, they work, but it's just stupid because, you know, what happens if you lose the bag or the bag gets tore up or, you know, whatever. Not that the bags don't have their purposes, but, and that being said, this is really the first time out of all the times that I've used a mower where I would have a purpose for the side ejection. But anyway.